Hey there, we are ready for math today. So, Mrs. Hoffman wrote to your family a little note on the email today that said you needed to cut out your flashcards. So, if you didn't cut out these flashcards yet, you're going to look in your math book and you will see lots of these cards with the dotted lines, and your family can help you. I want you to stop the video and I want you to cut out your flashcards, and then I want you to bring them back. And I want you to spread them out in front of you. There's going to be quite a few of them, and I want you to spread them out. And we're going to look at the flashcards. The flashcards have math words on them. So I'm going to stop for a minute. If you need to find your flashcards and cut them out, I want you to stop the video. Okay, I hope you have your flashcards. I want you to put them out in front of you or to the side of you. If you're working at the table, put them to the side of you. And I want you to turn them so that all the pictures are facing up. So there's some pictures on them. I want you to put the pictures facing up. And Mrs. Hoffman's going to ask you to find the picture, and then we're going to talk about the picture. Okay, so if you need to stop the video, you can. So remember, I want you to put them in front of you, and I want you to make the picture facing up so you can see the picture. So this is the first one I want you to find. It looks like this. There are lots of squares with numbers. Kind of looks like when we write our numbers to 100. So I want you to find the one that looks like this. If you need to stop the video, you can. So we're going to look at what this is showing us. It has a red line right here, and that's showing us that that's this one right here. Sorry, Mrs. Hoffman didn't get her finger right. This run right here. That is called a column. So if you turn your paper over, it has the word column. So when we are talking about things in math, we have a new unit, new things that we're going to learn. We're going to talk about columns. Say that word with me, column. This is a column, the red line right here. That's a column. Okay, put that one down. Now I want you to find the one that has a pencil and a crayon. Stop the video if you need to. So it says the pencil is longer. This word says longer. The pencil is longer than the crayon. So that is the word longer. And longer is a math word that we use when we are measuring things to say if they are longer or shorter. The word is longer. Say that with me. Longer. Good. Put it down. Now I want you to find the girl. Stop the video if you need to. On this picture, there's a picture of a girl, and it says, weight is how heavy an object is. So when we're lifting something, we're talking about weight, how it feels, if it's heavy or light. So weight. This word says weight. Say that with me. Weight. So when we have some things that we're going to talk about in math, if they're light or heavy, that means we're talking about the weight of those objects. Okay, find this picture. This picture tells us, it's got an arrow that's pointing and it says taller. The red flower is taller than the yellow flower. In math, when we're measuring things, we talk about if they're taller or shorter. This word says taller. Say that word with me. Taller. The next one, find this girl. If you need to stop the video, stop the video. This word says height. Height is how tall a person or an object is. So when we're talking about how tall someone is, we're talking about their height. Turn it over. This word says height. Say that word with me. Height. Okay. Find this picture that has numbers and we're counting by tens. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. When we say the numbers from 10 to 90, we say that is decade numbers. That means we're counting by tens. Say decade numbers. Say that with me. Decade numbers. So sometimes we talk about numbers and we talk about the numbers of tens. So 10, 20, 30, 40. So we're talking about decade numbers. Okay, find this picture. So sometimes in math we will measure things and we're going to measure the length. So the length of this pencil is 6 paper clips. So when we want to know the length of something, we want to know how long it is. And you can use rulers to measure, you can use paper clips to measure. So this pencil is the length of 6 paper clips. So when we talk about how long something is, we're talking about the length. Say that word with me, length. Okay, find the milk. So when we're talking about what is inside of this carton, it says capacity. Capacity is the amount a container can hold. So this container holds milk. And when we talk about how much milk it can hold, we're talking about the capacity of the container. So sometimes we will measure things to see how much they will hold. Do you remember yesterday when Mrs. Hoffman was making banana bread? I used a measuring cup and I filled the measuring cups to a certain capacity. That means I filled them to make the banana bread and I needed to have a certain amount of liquid or we had flour. So all of the measuring cups had a certain capacity. Some held a little bit of liquid or other things, and some of them held very small, like the measuring spoons. So when we're measuring something to know what it holds, we say capacity. Say that word with me, capacity. Okay, now this time I want you to find another chart again, and it has an arrow that's pointing to 100. So when we're talking about 100, this gives our brain a picture of the number 100, and it gives us a picture of how many squares it takes to make 100 squares. So the word is 100. Say that with me, 100. Okay, find the last flower one. So remember the last time we were talking about the red flower was taller than the yellow flower. This word says shorter. The yellow flower is shorter than the red flower. Shorter measures height. So we're talking about how tall or short something is. Okay, the last one is another hundreds chart. This time the red box is right here, showing that this is a row. Remember the other one going down was a column. This is a row. This is a row. This is a row. This is a row. The word row. So we're going to talk about these words in our new math unit. So every day I want to look at these words and I'm going to show them to you and we'll do different things with them so we can learn these important math words. So today we're going to talk about story problems. So, Mrs. Hoffman forgot some pictures. Let's go back. I forgot some pictures. Find this one. This is a 10 group. Remember we talked about 10 groups. So it says 18 has 8 ones. So we know that the number 18 has a 10 group, but it has 8 ones. So that is showing us what ones mean. I'm glad I found these. Okay, now let's look at this one. It says, this crayon is shorter than the pencil. So when we talk about, remember how we talk about how things are longer or shorter? The crayon is shorter than the pencil. So shorter means we're talking about the length of something. Okay, now these two are the same, but they're talking about two different things. The banana is heavier than the strawberry. That word says heavier. So when we're measuring how much something weighs, we can say it is heavier. So the strawberry is lighter than the banana. That means it doesn't weigh as much as the banana. So we say it is lighter. Okay, now we're done. So we're going to do some story problems. And a fun way to think of story problems is we're going to use some bigger numbers for our story problems. And we're going to make pictures for our story problems. So I need you to get a blank piece of paper. Mrs. Hoffman gave you some paper in your packet. If you need to stop and go get some, go get a blank piece of paper, just like this. Okay, when you get your paper, I want you to fold it like this. I want you to make the corners go together. See how my corners are together? I want you to put it down on the table and fold down so that you have folded your paper in half. Do you see how I did that? Then you're going to open it up and you're going to smash it down. And now you have a line on your paper. So we're going to talk about a story problem that is going to be made of a teen number. So you are going to have 10 objects on the top. You can draw anything you would like. I'll show you what I wanted to draw. So you're going to make 10 things on the top. So I'll show you my 10 things that I did on the top. I like to draw hearts, so I drew 10 hearts on the top. So I want you to do that. Do it right now and stop the video. Draw 10 things. You can do circles, you can do hearts, you can do trees, you can do stick people, anything you want to do. So stop the video and draw your 10 things. Okay, when you are done on the bottom part, so you've drawn something on the top, now on the bottom you're going to draw no more than 9 things. You can draw 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, but it can't be more than 9. So Mrs. Hoffman decided to draw some more hearts, and I drew 3 hearts. So when we're using a teen number, we always start with a group of 10 because all the teen numbers have more than 10. So we have to have 10 on the top, gives our brain a picture. And then you choose how many are going to be on the bottom. I drew 3. Then you're going to do an addition symbol or a plus sign. So we're saying with our picture, 10 hearts plus 3 hearts equals how many hearts all together? So I need to double check and make sure I have 10 on the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Check your picture, make sure you have 10. Make sure you have your plus sign or your addition. Then you're going to count how many you have on the bottom. So we know I have 10 here. I keep counting. So I say 10 and I keep going. 11, 12, 13. I have 13 things all together. So I'm going to write my equation down here. I have 10 hearts on the top plus 3 hearts on the bottom equals 13. 10 plus 3 equals 13. So I want you to keep your picture when you are done. If you're not done, go ahead and stop the video and finish and make your equation. You can do it like mine or you can do your own, but it can't be more than 9 things on the bottom. 10 things on the top and 9 things on the bottom. Do you remember our teen numbers come after 10? So then I want you to go to your book and you're going to find page 275. Find page 275 and it has a story. It says draw a row of 10 objects. Then draw a row of some more objects. So 10 plus something equals something. So you're going to draw 10 things on the top, just like you did with our teen picture. Then you're going to choose to draw some more things on the bottom, and you're going to make the equation just like we did with our other picture. Then you're going to turn it over, and the direction says, draw circles to show a teen number. Draw squares to show another teen number. And then draw a line under the group that has fewer. So Mrs. Hoffman's going to do this one with you. So draw circles to show a teen number. I'm going to draw 10 circles on the top. I have 10 circles on the top. And I want to show a teen number. I'm going to choose 12. So I have 10 on the top plus 2 is 12. So I'm going to write the number 12 right next to it. Then it says draw squares to show another teen number. So choose another teen number, and I'm going to draw squares. 10 squares on the top. Woo. I'm running out of room. So I have 10 squares on the top, and I'm going to show the number 14. So I have 10 squares on the top. How many squares do I need to draw on the bottom to show 14? 10 plus 4 equals 14. So I'm going to write the number 14. Which number is fewer, 12 or 14? Remember, fewer means not as many or smaller. The number 12 is fewer. So I drew a line under the number 12. You can choose the same numbers Mrs. Hoffman did, or you can do different numbers. Remember, leave your pages in your book so that Mrs. Hoffman gets to look at them. Nice work today. We did a lot for math.